Hi, this is Adam White, leadership expert and motivational speaker, and I'm here to talk to you again, giving out more free information and adding value to your life as a leader. You know, often the question comes up, and it is so common: how do we improve employee engagement? It's something that every organization has to face. How do we keep our employees engaged? We've hired this great talent. How do we retain them? How do we keep this employment and these staff members engaged and motivated about coming to work? And that's what this session is about. I'm going to share some great information with you, and it won't take long. I want you to focus in and give me your time. And let's talk about employee engagement. How do we get employees engaged? Well, let me share a couple things with you, and then I'm going to give you three key things that will help to improve employee engagement in your organization and those who you are leading. Let's talk about leadership. Leadership is the cornerstone. It's the cornerstone of an engaged culture. So it has to start with leadership. Everything rises and falls on leadership. If the leadership structure is not in place, if we don't invest in our leadership team, if we don't add value and have leaders that want to truly develop people, then you cannot build on a right foundation for employee engagement. So number one to understand is leadership is the cornerstone. The whole building falls apart. The whole organization falls apart if leadership is not in place and not trickling down value to employees to make them feel valuable and that they're wanted and needed in that environment. So that's number one, leadership being the cornerstone of an engaged culture in any organization. Now watch, here's the second thing. An employee's direct manager, watch this, an employee's direct manager has to be central to the employee relationship. Did you know that people don't quit companies, they quit managers? That's right. They don't quit the company. They may like the company. They may like the organization they work with. They love the work that they do. They love the environment. They may have even cultivated and developed great relationships with the people that they work with. But you know where the problem lies? Within the manager. So if that manager does not treat the employee right, the direct supervisor, the person that employee reports to, they will quit. So to engage an employee, the next thing you understand is after you've got the cornerstone of leadership in place, the next thing you want to work on is at the management level. You want to make sure that managers are adding value. I'm going to give you three keys that will help leadership and that will help managers today before we close. So again, an employee's direct manager has to be the central key point to the relationship of the employee and keeping them engaged and motivated. Now, let me give you three keys that will help you turn it around, that will help you have your employees to become more engaged and motivated. Here's number one. Employees need a sense of ownership. They have to have a sense that they can own this task. They can own this responsibility, because ownership is different than just working somewhere. How would you treat your company if you own it? If you own the company, you're going to work relentlessly. You're going to look for results, bottom line profitability. You're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that company is successful. If you don't own a company, you just work there picking up a paycheck, then you don't really care what the end result is. You just want to get your money and be out. That's how the employee thinks. But when you give that employee a sense of ownership, they own a task, they own a project, they own a responsibility. We don't micromanage them. We allow them to have ownership over something. That is when you will see them become engaged. So the first key to grab about employee engagement is this. Employees need a sense of ownership. Now watch this. Ownership equals empowerment. Employees want to feel empowered. They don't want power taken away from them and responsibilities taken away from them. They actually want more responsibility. They want to be accountable for something. So ownership equals empowerment. Now watch this. And empowerment equals commitment. Oh man, that's awesome. I hope you're getting this. Let me say it again. Sense of ownership. When you give an employee a sense of ownership, it creates empowerment. And empowerment then creates commitment. Once they are empowered to do a task, they have a sense of ownership, then they're going to commit. They will commit to the company. They will commit to you as a leader. They will commit to their manager. They will commit to their work schedule. They'll commit to the work that's being placed upon them, even though it's maybe more than they can possibly handle, because they say, I own this. I am responsible for the results. And so I'm going to deliver every single time because my name is on it. You see the difference? So here's the key for number one is a sense of ownership. Ownership equals empowerment, and empowerment equals commitment. Here's number two. Employees need a sense of significance. Now, I'll be coming out with other series where we'll talk about the 6 human needs. And one of the human needs is the need for significance, the need to feel important, the need to feel valued, the need to have some type of value. Do you make your employees feel valuable? Does their opinion matter? Do they feel significant, or do you just blow past them and you don't care about what they think and feel? Do you pay attention to the things that they value most? That is a big key to employee engagement. An employee needs a feeling of significance. Sometimes they find significance in their work. Sometimes it's significance in being part of a team. Sometimes it's significance in being able to contribute to you as a leader, and so that the company will be successful as a whole. So number 2 is an employee must have a sense of significance, because you're meeting a human need when you meet the need for significance. You know, an employee may not receive significance at home. Maybe they feel insignificant when they're at home, or insignificant when they go to their local club. Maybe they feel like an outcast. And sometimes work is the only place they can come and find significance. So it's very important that we understand this human need in every single individual, because an organization is made up of employees. Employees are individuals and human beings. So when we understand these needs, then we learn how to master employee engagement. I promise you, if you start making your employees feel significant, you will see employee engagement skyrocket. Here's number 3. Employees need appreciation. I know you've heard it before. It may sound like a cliche, but it is fact and it is true. Employees need to feel appreciated. It is similar to significant, but appreciation goes into this: a simple thank you. When was the last time you thanked your employees for a job well done? When was the last time you bought them coffee, or you openly and publicly acknowledged them before the CEO or before the board of directors? When have you showed them how much you appreciate them? And if you don't have the opportunity to openly recognize them, how long, let me ask you a question. How long does thank you take? I just said it right there in a matter of a second, in one sentence. How long does it take to walk over to an employee's desk and just go by and say, hey, Rhonda, I just want to say thank you. Tom, you did an awesome job on that project, and I could not have gotten the team where it needs to be without your contribution. So I just want to say thank you, Tom. When was the last time you said thank you? I promise you, if you want to increase employee engagement, try the simple 2 most powerful words in the human language. Thank you. I appreciate your service. I appreciate what you do every day for this company, for our department, and I value you. Try to take that lesson home. Try to come home to your wife or to your children or to your husband or to your neighbor or to your friend or your family member, and just tell them thank you. I appreciate you being in my life. I appreciate the value that you bring. So those are the 3 keys: sense of ownership, sense of significance, and appreciation. Now, I got to go. I'll talk all day. I love talking about leadership. I'm passionate about it. We can talk all day, but I'll be coming with some other series. I want to close with one last leadership hiring tip that will help you in terms of employees. And here it is. As a leader and as an HR director, as a person that is hiring employees, here's what you want to learn. You want to hire for character, but train for skill. Oh, did you get that? Let me say it again. You want to hire for character, not for skill and not for talent. You want to hire for character and train for skill. We got it reversed in corporate. We look for skill sets alone, and that's great. You got to have a skilled staff to be able to do the job, but we forget about character. So we get a person on a job that has great skills, but they have a poor character. They don't show up on time. They can't get along with anybody. They got a bad attitude. They create all type of havoc and chaos in your life as a leader, in the organization, and even for themselves. Other employees don't want to work with them. They're self-absorbed. They're arrogant. And the list can go on because we never took time to look at character. So it's a very powerful leadership hiring tip I want to leave with you today. Hire for character. Look for skill sets. That's great. But take time to evaluate character. Because long after skill sets have gotten old and skill sets have changed and requirements for the job has changed, if you don't have a person of character, you will regret it, because skill alone will not keep them in a place where you can easily manage and lead them. So again, leadership tip for hiring: hire for character, but train for skill. I hope these tips have been awesome and helpful. Take them back, take them to your organization, take them to your CEO, and come visit me at adamwhitespeaks.com. I would come and love to speak to your organization, and we can expound on these top lunch and learn, monthly meetings, leadership training, employee engagement, whatever it is. Come and visit me at adamwhitespeaks.com and let me come and speak to your organization and teach more of these principles on how to become a great leader and how to improve your employee engagement both now and for the future. This is Adam White. I'll see you next time. Take care.